者になびく風揺らめいたカゴの中 I'm a loser 一人歩く真昼の夢に似た To know my heart yet but I love you 朽ちてから舞うバラ Like a jelly 誘い込む飾りのとうつろな恋落ちぶれた晩夏を Symphony and bang この愛とビビと落ちて交わる時までもう一度だけ抱いて私は戻らないから二人のメルタ引き金に触れた指が俺の傷定めを打ち抜け
Extra cups of coffee for this one. Hello there, everybody. It's Subutter92, aka Nightmare, and, well, Gabriel is about to probably ruin everything now, especially with his torture of I want to say it's torture, basically what he did to Butler, considering he made him swallow a note. And apparently there was already like a joke picture out there of Butler having the note in his mouth, which, needless to say, I wasn't ready for that. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. And by fun, I mean I'm going to have my heart ripped out, aren't I? Yuki-chan! Oh, what? The hell kind of noise is that? I thought monkeys are supposed to hold bananas, not roses. What, are you planning to propose to my brother? No, well, I was so nervous today, and I felt it'd be bad to come empty-handed. Sheesh, you really are dumb. But I'm glad you feel that way. Thanks, Alan. Oh. Meishu hugged him with an emotional look on her face. Alan got red and excited by this sudden, bold move. By the way, about your brother. Right. What's his name? My brother's looking for a place to park. I think he'll be here soon. Parking's been hard to find around this area lately. Hey, Alan. It'll still be possible for us to be together no matter what happens, right? Of course! If you'd let me, I'd like to be with you from morning till night, from bat to the bed. In that case, my brother's name is... Hey, swing! Plant swing! Okay, sure. Onto the swing then, young prince. Don't ride it in a way that's dangerous, okay? Don't do what the big kids do and try to jump off. I think it's okay to do that a little. He's a boy. He's gotta get tough. After all, these kids will be our future countrymen. The ones who'll pave the way to the future. True. Then let's let him have a bit of an adventure, I guess. A scene in a peaceful park. A crowd of mothers with kids listened to the whims of their small princes and princesses and played happily. Older folks sat on benches, scattering bits of bread crust they had collected, causing a flock of pigeons to gather. But you want to know what the real problem is? Because you're just cutting through all of these characters, and infinitely I become that much more worried because I'm just legitimately scared and I'm concerned about all my friends and everybody, okay? Just a peaceful, warm midday on a Sunday. How are you gonna ruin it? Filthy Americans! That flock of pigeons suddenly all took flight at once. Dashing through the cloud of hastily flying pigeons were several men in coats that didn't suit this park, all headed towards them. In this heat, it was impossible that they should be wearing coats and unnaturally sticking their hands in their pockets. It almost made it seem like they were messing around, just like the running children. Everyone Get down! Huh? Look out, Yuki-chan! Suddenly, a speeding car flew at them. In the place they had been standing a moment before, the bouquet of roses lay cruelly scattered and crushed. If Alan hadn't grabbed Meishu and jumped back, then right now she would be... What was that? A drunk driver in the middle of the day? No. These guys are sober. Ha! Nice try! All the car's doors opened, and out flew several grim-faced suited men who clearly weren't city folk enjoying this warm Sunday. And in their hands were handguns. Do it! Kill him! Ugh. Shouldn't you be paying me for the roses and saying sorry first? Let's go, Alan! How fitting though, you got the Meishu car. Oh boy. They aren't even paying attention to me! Which means... Yuki-chan, run away! Run! Run! Huh? What? What's going on? The men were clearly going after Meishu. Though they grappled with Alan, they were aiming for Meishu behind his shoulders. Die, Lee Meishu! Fuck! Oh boy! Yeah, can we not, please? That's all I'm asking. Oh god. I clicked off into the Elgato, or not the Elgato, but the OBS for some reason. Well, let's pretend that didn't happen. Holy shit. I panicked, moved my mouse, and I hit the OBS by mistake. 3 cars skidded wildly. Thugs poured out of their doors one after another. This time they weren't using handguns. They even had machine guns and shotguns. They're trying to start a war right in this noon heat. The hall was a madhouse of screams and gunfire. The audience was in a panic, everyone fighting to get out first. The guards, who hesitated to fire because they didn't want to get hit ordinary city folk, were fired upon without hesitation but by an unknown enemy. Several people had been hit by stray bullets, and there were several in the hall moaning with fatal wounds. Everyone, get down! Get down! Get Madame Rose out of here! Rose-san's the only one they're going for! Oh boy! Fucking hell! And of course it's fitting that Wayne gets the Rose card. Who on earth were they? They weren't the GDS. No, it was unthinkable that they were even a mafia. They were too cold. They were like reptiles. People in the criminal underworld don't shoot at cops without a strong reason. But these people fired at the police as soon as the disturbance broke out. No, they shot at the police first. Boss! The back door's blocked too! We're trapped like rats in a bag! We're not rats, we're wolves! We'll cut our way through, biting through them and bag and all!
Wayne-kun, let's break out through the back! If we go out the front, the city folk will get dragged into it!
I was thinking the same thing. You bastards hear that? Yes, boss!
Give me a gun, too! I won't forgive them! I'll never forgive the ones who dragged so many uninvolved people into this!
Let's go, Rose! Yeah, she's busting out the pistol. Fucking hell. Okay. Jesus Christ. High tension. Hooray! Oh, we're still going. We are still going. Fair enough, fair enough. Ooh, Stella's getting ready to kick some ass now. Oh yeah, this is getting wild and ridiculous to the point where it's hard for me to keep up. I know I can hit the space bar, but I'm gonna at least try to keep up. Okay. Also, that evil stare, I love that.
Ah! You're making the baby cry! Yuji, don't move no matter what. Stay here on the ground, got it?
So, they're coming at us in broad daylight. Don't worry, the cops will be here soon.
That'd be nice. If we can hide until they pass by.
They were hiding behind a toy shaped like a small mountain. They could hear the cries of children hit by stray bullets and the voice of half-crazed mothers calling to their children who weren't regaining consciousness. These motherfuckers are actually attacking children. Unbelievable. To think that someone after their lives would attack a park with children playing in it. Gabriel. The enemy's target was clearly Stella. Certainly she had been standing out lately as Madame Rose's representative. It was certainly possible that an enemy analyzing the current situation would view her as Primavera's number 2 and consider her worthy racing.
Anyway, let's run into the city.
Careful not to leave cover. There's a surprisingly large number of them. I'll jump in. Seize that chance to take Yuji-kun behind that stack of tires. At this rate, we'll be surrounded again.
I guess your prize sniping ability isn't of much use at times like this. And I thought I'd get a chance to witness your skill.
Was it the gun or the guitar case he treasured? Even in this gunfight, Keith didn't let go of it. Case by case. Looks like a handgun will be more useful now. Okay, I'm starting my attack. Let's go, Keith. Damn, I love the artwork for the attacks. And I like that Stella's helping out. Woo! I saw the timer going down really fucking fast. Oh boy. Ooh. Oh boy.
Still, what are the police doing? This is a gunfight in the middle of the street in the middle of the day.
Maybe it's because the ones getting shot don't have U.S. passports.
Yuji, stop grabbing onto me. Stay down.
And the baby's crying. Fuck.
Holy shit.
Oh, fuck! Oh, that was a close one. Okay, come on, Alan. This is fucking wild. Alan returned enemy fire, hiding behind the car they had arrived in. Meishu, who was lost and confused, still had her head pressed against the ground by Alan.
What's going on? What's going on? I hate the Mafia. I hate it.
Yeah, sorry, honey. Yep, I really, really hate him too. Please don't try to lift your head. The police will arrive here any second and chase these guys away. See? There's the lovely siren of a cop car. Huh? What? The police car, which had come rushing in with the blaring sound of its siren, was instantly welcomed by a hail of bullets. The enemy didn't stop firing on it until it started spewing smoke and crashed into a power pole.
Are the police here? Did they scare them away?
I thought it was the rule of the underworld to run away when the police showed up. Can't imagine these guys are in our business. They're too crazy. Their numbers and weaponry are on a different scale. What's going on? Did I ever do something to make people want me dead this much? Yeah, too many to count. Ooh, that's a goddamn timer. I can do this. Oh boy. Fucking Gabriel's going all out. Jesus. Oh fuck, we are still going. This is literally a boss rush. I need to tap into Ultra Instinct for this shit. You're as good a shot as ever. But don't lean too far out.
I know, I'll let you go first. But count on me for support.
Watch your asses, you guys. You rule them with holes even if it's your wife. Yes, boss! They're armed really good. They're well trained, too. But who are they? They're too wild. It's insane to fire off at random like that.
We can worry about that after we've escaped from here. If we stay here, they won't even be able to get a medical team in.
Rosan, get down! Jesus Christ. Where's Miguel and Caleb when you need them? Oh, God! Damn it. I've suffered 2 wounds already. They had been hit by a surprise attack, but Madame Rose's guard was made up of the best. Once they got into formation, it would be hard for even a wild enemy to attack them. The back door was right there. Once they got out, Madame Rose's bulletproof car would be right there. However, the spot in front of the back door was sealed off by a firm 3-person defensive line of the enemies. Sticking their heads out into the straight corridor with no cover would be like peering down the barrel of their guns. They tried to find a way out through the windows of rooms here and there, but the windows were all barred. There were no alternate routes. Oh, fuck me. Here we go. Oh god, I did again. That's twice now that I've accidentally clicked out of the OBS there. I'm panicking that fucking much right now. Christ, man. That's fucking ridiculous. Jesus! Damn! Can't break through. Reminds me of that time with Caleb. Back then
This is a government office. They may not have alcohol. What about this? A fire extinguisher.
The contents of this powder-based fire extinguisher were highly pressurized. If they threw it and shot it to rupture it, the powder would probably form a smoke screen. However, they were up against 3 people. All of them had drum machine guns. Each one had enough firepower to intercept an entire charging platoon. A mere smoke screen wouldn't be able to ward off that. No. We've got to make do with this. Yes, boss. It's likely they'll start pushing in from both sides at once soon. After all, if they keep sitting around, the police will probably be all over this place. Time was their ally. So for every second that passed, the enemy was more likely to push forward. Gunfights reach deadlocks when both sides hide to protect their lives. However, as soon as one side is prepared to lay down their lives, it means a resolution will be reached soon, no matter what it may be. Enemy was after Madame Rose alone. On top of that, they had her in a pincer attack. If they decided, they could push forward all at once and massacre everyone. Rose's group had no time to hesitate if they wanted to break out of this siege.
So there's no other way.
Hesitating only helps them. Let's do it. Here we go, guys. You scared? Not one of us! We can make it!
I wish you all luck!
Leo Shishigami took on 40 members of battalion on his own. We are Primavera! We'll leave behind a legendary knight whenever we have to. Yeah! Let's go, guys! Oh boy! Honestly, those last few were actually accidental. But fuck it, I'll take the bonus points to help these generics. What's that? The fire extinguisher!
They're setting up a smoke screen and charging! Here they come! The object dashing through the white smoke screen was surrounded in flames. But they quickly noticed. It wasn't Wayne's group charging recklessly, but a massive cart with a pile of cardboard boxes on it. They had used this cart, which had been sitting in the middle of the hallway, as a moving shield. The fools. Do they think cardboard boxes can stop bullets? Doesn't matter, shoot through them. Cardboard box and all. Oh boy. I was gonna say, do they not even know how a distraction works? Or do these idiots not know what a distraction is? Oh boy. Bullets aren't going through it. Get back. Get back. Ah! Oh, he's rushing in for the punches. Hell yeah. Fuck off, losers. Oh boy. KO. The cart Wayne's group had used as a shield was covered with cardboard boxes. Each of those was packed with blank forms that had just been delivered. Those boxes had covered the cart a size of a tatami room, 9 by 18 meters. Even bullets couldn't pierce through all of that. The enemies who had mocked this charge as suicidal noticed finally that this was practically a tank. But it was too late. As the enemy leapt away, Wayne and the guards pushed them back with concentrated firepower until he secured the rear exit. Even paper's unbeatable when you've got this much.
Each individual sheet is thin, but they have this much power when gathered together.
Rosan, stay here for a bit. One man, with me. We're gonna take a look outside. Yes, boss. Oh, I just need a minute. Oh boy. Huh. I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna take a minute. Just casually relax just for a second. Whew. Okay, let's go. Oh, we're still, oh, that's right, we are still going. Oh boy. Okay. Can we just take a minute to appreciate this battle? Fucking hell, that timer. Oh, I was in, I get it. Three shots. Now run!
Yuji, come with me.
At the same time, Stella picked up Yuji and ran. Keith gave cover fire fast enough that he emptied his entire magazine. Even in such an unbalanced retreat battle, Keith was terrifyingly calm. It was because he knew it was the optimal attitude for survival.
I'll cover you. Come on.
Roger that. Woo. Oh boy! Ugh. I'm gonna have carpal tunnel by the end of this. Oh, that was a close one.
Still, you really are incredible.
That's my line. I see why you were one of the 7 heroes.
If my sight had been pinpointed just a centimeter to the left, Maurice wouldn't exist on this earth anymore.
That sounds cool. They ran skillfully from cover to cover, sliding behind the bricks at the base of a hedgerow. One of the entrances to the park was right there. If they dashed through, they'd reach a large walkway with the city just beyond them. Crowds of city folk were hiding on sidewalks and in stores, some of them crawling about waiting for the hail of lead to pass away. If they escaped into the city, there would be all sorts of ways to escape. Escape was a breath away. They heard a blend of several police sirens through the city din. It was almost time for the enemy to launch its final attack. Fuck. Oh boy.
You're trying to keep us from leaving the parking lot at a cost.
The path's right over there, but it feels like it's 100 meters away. Apparently, their enemies also realized that failing to keep them pinned here would mean their escape. They were taking big risks to surround them from left and right. Those logical, emotionless, ant-like movements, unheeding of losses. They move like soldiers. They're a hodgepodge of people back from the battlefront. They all move like a single team.
I wonder if it's a whole military unit turned mafia, or like Caleb's group.
If such an incredible family existed, I'm sure we'd have heard of them.
Let's leave the investigation for later, shall we? First, we've got to escape from here.
However, the enemy gunfire was fierce. They were fully aware that Keith's group was looking for a chance to dash out of the park.
If we could just do something about Yuji, the two of us could break out of here.
Then I guess we'd better step up to the plate. Of course, the enemy was ignoring Yuji, who had no gun. They concentrated only on the movements of the two guns held by Keith and Stella. So turn that around and...
I see. Good plan.
Yuji-kun, listen to us very carefully. Would a 2-year-old sobbing in the middle of a gunfight really be able to run when directed to? They could only rely on him having mankind's most primal instinct, the instinct to not die. The two of them would dash out at the same time while simultaneously laying down a barrage in the opposite direction of the exit. If two people with guns dashed out, all of the enemy's attention would focus on them. That gap would give Yuji a chance to run in the opposite direction.
If he dashed into a store on the opposite end of the path, the people there would hide him. Got that, Yuji? Close your eyes, count to 5, and run, okay?
You'll get shot if you jump out when we do. So wait a bit, then run. Stay here. Count. And then run.
Got it? Answer me. You're a boy, aren't you?
Scared by Stella, Yuji finally choked down his sobs. The people hiding in the store on the other end of the path understood through eye contact that Yuji would be running there. Thank you. Okay, guess it's about time for us to go.
If I die, take care of Yuji. And if I live, I'm going to rock your world.
Oh, hot damn. Guess we got a reason to live, don't we? No way.
You meanie.
Several times in the past when they had been prepared for death, Alan had given them courage by joking in that same way. Keith opened his guitar case and picked out his gun. He had no intention of using it. However, it was his only partner besides Alan. He didn't want to leave his side while he was on the brink of death. Okay, let's go. Yuji-kun, close your eyes and count to 5.
Then run to the nice man in that store.
Let's go, so that Yuji-kun can guide our countrymen to the future. Here we go! Oh boy! Woo! Oh, this is stressful. Clear! Clear! No enemies. Start the car. Madam Rose, prepare yourself.
We'll all run together. We'll all make it through this. Run for your life with me.
Yes, madam! There's a sniper, isn't there? Rosan, get in the car, quickly!
Let's go, everyone. We can't die in a place like this. We still have a job to do for everyone's sakes.
She looked scared and brave, like a goddess of freedom leading her people. Surrounded on all sides by her guards, Rose dashed out of the rear exit. That's what I was afraid of. The scattering of deep red rose petals, almost as though she was dancing. Rose, quiet. A cunning, cold-blooded sniper had been waiting there all this time just for Rose. Rosan!
Miss Rose, you may have declared your ideals and been worshipped as a saint by the people at times. But how could you people ever be saints? As a grimy rat of the criminal underworld, be surrounded by loathing and die.
A bloody rose blossomed on Rose's chest. The back of one of the bodyguards trying to help her up was struck by a second merciless attack. The guards gathered around Rose and picked her up and him and carried her to the car, even if it meant using their bodies as shields. A third strike pierced through the face of another guard, protecting her with his body. Rosan! Rosan! As Wayne dragged Rose's body into the car, he called her name in a half-crazed voice. Start the car! Make sure at least Madame Rose escapes! Boss, leave this to us and go on ahead! Ah! The fourth shot punched through the neck of a man trying to close the door while pushing Rose in. The fifth shot was aimed at Rose again once she was inside the car, but it couldn't pierce the bulletproof glass. The car raced off, carrying Wayne's tears and howls. The blood pouring from Rose's stomach didn't stop. Wayne, stained red with her blood, howled while putting pressure on the wound. As Keith dashed in the opposite direction of the park exit and dived into a bush to act as a diversion for Yuji, he heard a peculiar sort of gunfire and rolled to the ground. It wasn't the sound of a machine gun or a handgun. It was the sound of a rifle. At that moment, he heard the sound of Yuji sobbing at the top of his lungs.
Yuji? Yuji?
Stella rushed out of the bush and returned to the cover of the hedgerow they just left. Keith caught up to her and held her to the ground. Just as Stella had directed, Yuji counted to 5 and ran. Keith and Stella, who had run the opposite direction, should have attracted all of the enemy's firepower. Blood spurted out of the right shoulder where he'd been shot. And his arm was twisted unnaturally. You shot a child! They shot a kid! You okay there, kid? I'm coming over! Several of the people in the store entrance who had been waiting for Yuji ran to him. However, another short roar of gunfire pierced the back of an old man's head. The people who'd run forward screamed and ran back into the store. That walkway was a death path with a sniper hiding somewhere waiting for his prey. Yuji cried even more, yelling in pain. By his side, a blood-puddled flower spread from the corpse of the old hero who had rushed forward to save him. No one would be able to rush to his side now. Let go! Let go! There's a sniper. It's a textbook trap. He's using the wounded as bait to lure out his real target. Yuji! Yuji was lying there crying just a few meters away. His sobs gradually weakened. It was only a matter of time before the massive bleeding drained him of all his blood. Keith picked up a sniper rifle and cautiously looked through the bushes. Going by what he'd seen when the old man got hit, he could imagine the general direction of the shot. Going by the time of gunfire and the time of impact, he could get a general idea of the distance. There's only 3 things you can do against a sniper. The first is abandon everything and run away. You know we can't do that! Yuji will die! Yuji, answer me! Yuji! The only other way to cautiously find your foe and eliminate him. That always takes time. He understood. If he did that, Yuji would lose too much blood and die. But there were no other options. Those were the only options they could take! He could shoot at the path, but he couldn't shoot up while we were in the park. That should narrow down the possible angles a lot. Listen, Keith, we don't have time for that! So I'm going to bet on your skill! It was clear what Stella was trying to do. However, a cold-blooded sniper leaves no room for miracles or mercy. You can't just dash forward and drag Yuji-kun away. The sniper's good and well-trained. Listen, he's trying to shoot me, so he should be focused on just me. While he is, he won't have his eye on you. Use that time to find him first and finish him off. No one could pull off a stunt like that. Someone can. That's right, Leo. I'm sure Leo could do it. Since you're a much better sniper than Leo, I'm sure you'll be fine, so please, I'm putting my life in your hands. It's impossible. Impossible! When you're attacked by an unseen sniper and an ally has been stranded with a fatal wound, there's a third thing you can do. You can give the wounded man a merciful blow by an ally and end his pain. If I could do that in front of Stella, would I be able to make her think twice about running forward? At that moment, I was hit with a revelation I didn't really understand. It's okay. I can do it. I'm sure I can save Yuji-kun. Use my genius eyesight to spot the enemy sniper and blow his brains out. After all, the option of abandoning Yuji-kun never existed for the two of us. Stella said something to boost my confidence, then kissed my cheek as I readied my gun. Then, a long-haired button. Her hair hit my cheek and I smelled the gentle scent. No, it won't work after all, Stella. You mustn't go. You mustn't. The instant she dashed from behind cover, Stella's head jerked back right before my eyes. In that instant, the scene in front of me cut off like a black and white photo and everything stopped. That characteristic piercing sound of gunfire came from the Mosin Nage in 1891-30. I could hear the sound of Stella's skull being punched. Brain fluid spurted out and bone fragments shot out. A crushed 7.62mm bullet that had pierced the head shot out, spinning at an angle. This gruesome scene awakened the hunter blood that had been sleeping in the keep, the blood that had been passed down through the ages. Distance, angle, weight, gravity, air pressure, heat, humidity. Everything assembled itself in the miniature world inside his head. Ah! As though protecting even Stella, who was still in the process of crumpling to the ground, Keith rolled out with his gun at the ready. The first shot pierced the scope of the sniper, hiding in an exterior staircase landing on the right side, the side of the building, hitting and shattering his right eye socket. The second shot scattered the bone between his eyebrows. The third shattered the left side of his jaw. The fourth shattered the top of his head. The fifth blew the upper part of his head to pieces. All that happened in a few seconds, if even that. So when he turned around, the dark red flower bursting from Stella's head was still spreading out. Stella's eyes still open. He would never chance to close those eyes, much less say any farewells. But Yuji was still breathing. He was still alive. Still alive. Screaming in anger and sadness, Keith lifted Yuji up and ran. The bullets of their attackers followed him ruthlessly. So Keith never had a chance to touch Stella or close her eyes. Damn it. I'm hoping they give Gabriel one of the most agonizing fucking deaths.
With Madame Rose gone, Richard Maugi will be the only remaining head of Primavera. I wonder how he will mourn the loss of his beloved sister, his entire family. I know. The only way to cure sadness is with anger. You can only heal your sadness by making enemies and seeking revenge. And I will prepare for such an enemy for you.
The sniper had also been assigned to the group attacking Meishu. She and Dallin had been trying to somehow wait out their pursuers by hiding behind a car. This whole time, the sniper had been looking for a good position, hoping to aim at them from a good, high location. A location he had finally found. What happened to them? Are they stuck, terrified by my awesomeness? But I can hear sirens. What are the police doing? They'll probably be here soon. And it looks like our friends out there are planning to pour in on us before then. I think they'd go so far as to take your life, Yuki-chan. Any idea what they might be after? Well, guess that doesn't matter. I'll always be on your side even if the whole world is against you. No, I'm sorry. I'm sure this is all my fault. I'm not a decent person. Yuki-chan. My real name is...
William Meishu, leader of City 23 Studios. It's time for you to taste the pain of losing your little sister, too. To heal that pain, you will kill each other. The manuscript for the false tale has already been written down to the last period.
By now, all the information sources reared by Butler were in Gabriel's hands. By using them, he could use the City 23 Underground to make it look like both sides had killed the little sister of the other. All the preparations had already been made. On this night, in the city's busy streets, many people whispered of the war that would break out between the two camps after today's tragedy. Just as a single drop of poison corrodes the whole, it probably wouldn't take long for Richard and Major to lose their call and start a funeral. And Madame Rose, the only one who could stop that, was no longer among us.
This is justice. Justice is revenge. Father, mother, and my adorable, adorable Liz. Now, finally, the time for revenge has come.
Yes! Fucking best girl with the save! Oh, it's about time, you son of a bitch.
What? Who is this woman? Where did she... Don't move! I'll shoot!
Oh, I dare you, boy. Honestly, if you tried to fire that, well, you'll already be meeting your maker by the time you get ready to pull the trigger. Farewell, fool. I am really happy that you are here. Seriously fucking happy. Oh god damn it, that's my fourth bullet and I've taken it. So that's what the pig sounds like on the death rows. What's he sitting around for? What's that sniper doing?
Some strange young girl got in the way.
What?
Greetings, gentlemen. Pardon me for interrupting, but I have an appointment with my sister. If you would clear the way, I would be most obliged.
Even considering they've been focused on the gunfight in front of them, was it really possible for someone to sneak close enough to touch their shoulders? This is fucking Meiju we're talking about! For a while, the men were stunned as though they had seen a ghost. Brother! Yeah, is that Lee Meiju of the GDS? He's my big brother. Brother, help us!
How long I've lived in the shadows, eating dirt to hear those words. You fools made a mistake attacking my sister. Oh yes, and he's still stylish with his pet upon his shoulder. Yes. My, did you think the Chinese martial arts stopped evolving once guns were invented?
The reason Meiju had brought the fight in so close that they were practically touching was so that his enemies would be unable to shoot in the fear of hitting each other. He pulled in one person after another, throwing multiple people at once, scattering them all in directions like a giant blooming flower. This was the one man who could fight on even terms with Ryo Shishigami, who was a legend even in the GDS. Damn, he's strong! Is this the legendary Lee Meiju? He's my wonderful big brother. So, Yuki-chan's big brother is Lee Meiju? Hello there. Oh boy! Okay, don't mind me, I'm just casually enjoying this. Time for the GDS strike back, baby! Oh. Are you safe, young miss? Please, hold on a bit longer. Boss, backup will arrive soon. These guys are all trapped like rats.
Hey there, brawler. You were looking pretty sharp out there today.
I don't speak Chinese. What did he say?
He said, die, Japanese. I won't let you have my sister.
Oh my god. Oh god, Meiju, I love you. Not good, they have us surrounded.
The attack's a failure. He mustn't be captured. Retreat! Hey you! Who you guys with? People who go after women don't deserve to be called men!
You all are gonna get turned to scrap and thrown in a Chinese cooking pot.
By Meiju-sama's orders, die bravely. Yes! I feel the power! Oh boy! I'm shaking, baby!
Take a breath. The tables had suddenly turned. The mysterious attackers got into cars one after another and pulled out. Watching this, the men of the GDS let out cries of victory. The identity of the mysterious attackers was completely unknown. They seemed to be Asian, but they didn't look like fellow countrymen to Meiju. They had apparently spoken in English, but they didn't look like a Western mafia. And more than anything, their methods were violent enough to arouse scorn even among members of the criminal underworld. Also, they were careful. Not only did they leave behind no wounded, but neither did they leave the corpses of those who must have died.
Their identities.
Yes, we'll investigate it right away.
Pardon me, boss. A moment, please.
Madame Rose was shot? What do you mean? You don't know if she's dead or alive. Check.
Wayne! You did well bringing Madame Rose back. Excellent work.
What are you calling excellent? Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
I know you want to have revenge. I feel the same.
I'll find them. I'll find them and kill them all on the spot!
No, I'll be doing that. You don't leave Madame Rose's side. They must be persistent. When they learn she's alive, they'll definitely come to kill her. Anyway, we're moving her somewhere else. Somewhere we can defend completely. We'll move the doctors and drugs and surgery equipment there too. If they come before then, let them just see how angry you are. But for now, cool your head and sharpen your fangs. Don't let the assassins get to the madam again. As you are now, you'll definitely be able to protect Rose.
Yeah! Cyrus knew all about calming and encouraging men. At times like this, sympathy would be little better than poison. Hey, Rose is okay. Oh god. Boorish encouragement would just hurt him more. But Wayne was calmer than Cyrus had imagined. Honestly, Cyrus made a good point. If they find out that Rose is alive, they're just going to attack and it's going to be even worse. I hate to say this, but they may have to try... okay. I have an idea. They may just have to try to fake her death. Try, at least somehow. He had accepted the reality in front of him, and remained on his feet, glaring about, unwilling to let the assassins get past him again. Realizing this, Cyrus relaxed a little and asked about Rose's condition. It wasn't looking good. If the angle of the bullet had been slightly different, she would apparently have died before even reaching the hospital. Since it wasn't just massive blood loss, but infection they had to worry about. It'd probably be some time before they can make any predictions.
I see. So it's up to strength and luck now.
I won't pray anymore. It's not God or fortune that'll protect Rose-san. I'll protect her as long as I live, with these hands!
I like that look on your face. I'm putting Madame Rose in your hands. That's right. Is Richard here?
Yeah. He just arrived. Went downstairs.
I see. And Yuji-kun?
He's even worse off than Rose.
He's a little boy. He got shot. Even if it's in the shoulder, that child lost a lot of blood.
So, you're here too, Meryl? Have you been to see Stella yet?
Pretty much. You should go see her too. Or rather, please stay by Richard's side for now. I'm sure as his close friend, you'll be able to support him.
Got it. I'm on my way. He's in the basement.
No, he left. If you ask around downstairs, they'll tell you. Cyrus went down the stairs. He was worried about Madame Rose's condition, but he was also worried about his close friend right now. I'm a cowardly woman.
Why?
There's this jinx in our world, that smart women die young. Amanda, Rose, Stella. They were all smart, but I acted dumb. Women who are too smart disappear eventually. That meant I could play them off each other and only I'd still be around in the end. That's what I used to think. Amanda disappeared. Rose also quit being a lady of the evening for all intents and purposes. And then Stella quit. See? All of a sudden, Club Primavera's mine. Since long ago, I've always gotten what I wanted this way. So when Stella said she was quitting as a lady of the evening to help Rose, this is what I thought. Primavera's finally mine. I don't really get that complex underworld stuff. But now I'm the queen of the ladies of the evening. That's what I thought. Pretend I was mourning over something stupid. But somewhere in my heart, that's what I was thinking. If I try to live too smart, I'll die early. Sooner or later. Thought that, but I couldn't say it. I didn't tell anyone about that jinx. I didn't tell Rose or Stella. If I did, would Stella have lived more selfishly and better? Maybe she could have lived life without getting involved in a feud between Mafia and getting targeted by assassins.
Live selfishly. There's no way Stella wanted that. She wanted to carry the same ideal as Rose-san on her own shoulders. Yes, she died. But no one can erase the fact that Stella bore her ideals alongside Rose-san. Unless someone inherits what she carried and carries it into the future, then it really will have been all for nothing.
When did you get so smart? It's not just women. When wild dogs like you get too much unneeded knowledge, they die quick too.
That's fine. If my corpse fills a single puddle, that'll help our countrymen who carry on into the future.
He'd always made fun of Wayne, treating him like a kid. At some point, he had become so resilient. Hey, listen, Wayne.
Sure.
Starting today, I'll stop being dumb. On the surface, I'll act dumb just like always. But I really will get seriously smarter. So that I can bear the burden that Rose bore, and even Stella was trying to bear. In my own way, I'll give it a try.
I'll get smart too. Interesting. Let's race to see which of the idiots can get smarter.
Are we gonna swear to each other?
Yeah,
We will.
we will.
Stop playing dumb. Starting today.
We'll get smarter, so that we can bear the same things Rose-san and the others did.
I'm sure we will bear it.
The same thing Rose-san did.
Still facing forward, the two of them bumped fists together. Their gazes locked firmly past the door to Rose's operation room, towards the future.
I feel such an overwhelming hatred for Gabriel. In the hallway, someone affiliated with the occupying forces just shrugged and left. Hey there! Nice work. What's up with them? Here to make a report?
They said it was for the autopsy. Sounds like Richard wasn't willing to let complete strangers touch his sister's body anymore.
In the hallway in front of the morgue, Primavera's execs were gathered, smoking. Cyrus saw this and realized that Primavera's nature would probably change a lot from this day forth. The Consigliere's sister was dead. It wasn't strange for the execs to come to offer their condolences. However, no one waited in front of Madame Rose's operating room except Wayne. Everyone understood who Primavera's leader would be from now. Madame Rose's condition was bad. Even if she miraculously recovered, she would probably undergo a long recuperation period. That wasn't all. You could see glimpses of their true thoughts, that Madame Rose wasn't enough to survive in a violent feud like this one. Madame Rose had certainly stopped the soy sauce war, but many execs were unsatisfied with how she ended it in a virtual draw. According to them, the soy sauce war was a chance to crush the DDS, but she had let that chance slide. She had foolishly fallen for Sun Shilong's sweet talk, made peace, and allowed him to form an alliance with Ba Xing Bang and turn the tables. This overly sophisticated girl who had given up a chance to crush an old foe wasn't fit to rule in the underworld after all, they thought. Also Richard, who always calculated things by the rule of money rather than idealistic theory, seemed to be far more of a realist. No one said it out loud, but they all seemed to understand that Richard had inherited leadership of Primavera on this day.
I'm surprised. So, even you came.
Alfred!
I'm very sad. The pain of my friend's heart is my pain. Thanks for coming, brother. So, you cheered Richard up? No, not yet. Richard still needs some time alone. I see.
That was probably why the execs were all waiting in the hallway, able even to burn incense. Even Alfred. We were told not to let anyone in, but I think you should go.
I think your support will be more important than anything else, Grand Boss. I get it.
Cyrus opened the door a crack, quietly entered and closed the door behind him. Ice pillars had been carried into the dimly lit room, and it radiated a slight frigidness. The scent of incense drifting through that air pierced the heart even of Cyrus, who had said farewell to many people on the battlefield. This hospital was constructed with American capital, so of course the morgue was done in a Western style as well. The lonely Japanese incense altar seemed somehow strange and out of place in such a room, though symbolizing Japan itself at the time. Richard sat in a chair in the center of the room with his arms crossed, his back silently facing the door. Cyrus quietly stood behind his back, but Richard still seemed not to notice. Stella's corpse was surrounded by the women who had been her attendants. Apparently, they were in the middle of applying her death makeup. The place where her head had been pierced was covered by a flower to hide it. Cyrus sighed. Richard finally seemed to notice that he was there.
Do you mind if I set out incense too?
Please do. My sister will be happy.
You were so beautiful. Even God took a liking to her.
I'm sure Stella's happy. He called for while she's still young. Cyrus turned around and finally looked at Richard's face. All those feelings that didn't show in his voice showed on his face. He looked like a ghost. You could tell at a glance that he was a man crushed by deep sadness and indignation, while only barely managing to act sane. Richard. Don't misunderstand. I am fine.
Liar.
Normally Cyrus would have said this, but he swallowed his words. I formed a link to the future along with Stella. That future, Yuji is still alive.
That's right. Yuji's okay, isn't he? He was only shot in the shoulder. That's far less of a fatal wound than what happened to Rose.
Indeed. That shoulder. Just the shoulder. He may be handicapped to some degree, but it's not a place that would threaten his life.
Yes. Yes. Someone told me just a moment ago. Children have incredible powers of recovery. It might be a major wound for an adult, but I'm sure Yuji will be fine.
Did no one tell him what Yuji's true condition was? Or had someone worded it in a way to give Richard hope? Sure enough, Rose was hit in the gut. Yuji was hit in the shoulder. However, Rose was driven to a hospital right after getting shot. Yuji, on the other hand, was a 2-year-old. Even if the same amount of blood poured out an adult like Rose and a child like Yuji would be in completely different situations.
Yes. Do you remember Keith Kisaragi at Battalion? That crack sniper who finished off Davis. Without him, Yuji would have been in danger too. It's thanks to him. Please thank him yourself as well.
Cyrus had been sure Richard would call Keith pathetic for failing to protect Stella despite being with her. Cyrus silently respected his friend's strength of character since he could have easily blamed Keith. At this moment, Keith was waiting in front of Yuji's hospital room, praying to the god he believed in. His eyes were puffed and red with tears. However, those tears certainly weren't crushed by despair. Yuji's still alive. And I can bear the same burden Stella was trying to bear. Because Richard had acknowledged this with a single word, Keith was able to remain there.
Keith, if I die, take care of Yuji.
No way!
You meanie.
Yuji is our child. I will definitely carry Yuji to the future. Your place.
I understand, old friend. Leave the rest to me and stay with Stella a little longer. Thanks, old friend. You're the only thing I can rely on. Not at all. On the contrary, you're the one Primavera relies on. True. Must not falter in my job of passing our will down to our future countrymen.
Cyrus clapped Richard on the shoulder and left the room. When he entered the hallway, a guard whispered something into Cyrus's ear. There was a troublesome condolence caller for Primavera in this nervous period. The execs formed a crowd with cold stares, standing in front of the guests.
My friend Richard did not call for you.
Oh, Meiju.
Hey there, Meiji-san. I hear they were after your little sister, too. Looks like your luck was good, though.
How can you call it good luck? Today I lost a friend so close she might as well have been another sister of mine.
Thank you. I'm sure Richard and Stella will be happy to hear that.
Would you mind if I go and visit them?
Sorry, but I'll have to ask you to hold off on that. Could you let Richard be alone with his sister for a while? If you came in, my close friend would have to stop being a normal brother and become the consigliere again.
I would like to be there for the ceremony. The young lord is away from Japan at the moment, but he gave me a call and asked that I express his condolences on his behalf.
Thank you. I'll make sure to let Richard know. Send our gratitude to the young lord as well.
The young lord wishes to have an emergency discussion regarding this matter as soon as he returns to Tokyo. I also faced off against the attackers. They were Asian, but they weren't Japanese or our countrymen. This was surely a scheme to have us fight and destroy each other.
I am so happy that you were able to piece that together. Thank you. I am so happy that I had my faith in you, that you would be smart enough to see that this was an obvious ploy.
Well, who knows? Can't be sure yet.
The GDS promises to offer her full support in solving the mystery of this case. I ask that you pass this message on to my friend, Richard.
I understand.
I must be going now.
Meiju left with his subordinates. However, the gazes of the execs watching him go suddenly went cold. They hadn't been just standing around absent-mindedly. They had already stretched out their information web as far as possible to learn the identity of their foe. From that, they got information from several angles, all of which had already reached Richard's ears. So right now, they couldn't let Richard meet Meiju. Meiju-san. Cyrus called out to the back that was walking away. Meiju stopped and slowly turned around.
Primavera is going to change, starting today. Madame Rose's era ends now, and something new will begin. From now on, we're gonna make it very clear to the young lord. We'll make it clear that we're not all as philanthropic as Madame Rose.
I understand. I'll tell him.
Madame Rose was shot. Stella and Yuji were shot. However, Lee Meishu was not shot. The GDS were also victims, and this incident was someone's plot to get both sides to fight each other. Sun Shilong had thought up such a story and had planned carefully beforehand to make it look that way. This was the information coming to them from multiple sources. No! No! Like the pieces of a well-made puzzle, this information fit together more neatly the more they gathered, forming a picture. No! When a jigsaw puzzle nears completion, you can tell what the picture is before you finish it. All of Primavera's execs suspected the GDS in this incident. No! And were already half certain of it. Damn it! However, all of this was going according to Gabriel's plan. It was all part of the plot designed by the man with the name of an angel and the cold smile of a demon. All of it was fake information circulated by him after he stole all of Butler's underground information contacts. In the criminal underworld, history is made by emotion, not reason. Once the gears start moving, it eventually becomes impossible to stop them with reason. Every part of the plan had succeeded perfectly. Lee Meishu's assassination alone had failed, but the plan itself was more than successful. Filling the room with the sound of a classical music record, he looked up at his hands as though holding an invisible conductor's baton. From the side, Butler watched this scene stunned. His frustration at being unable to stop this tragedy had subsided, and his eyes were filled with a dull gray. That story of Gabriel's upbringing that Butler had read contained a secret not generally known. Gabriel Kaburaya had supposedly lost his family in a midsummer night traffic accident. His family had been returning home by car late at night when it was involved in a head-on collision. Gabriel had been away from home in summer school, so he survived. His parents died instantly. His young sister Elizabeth had apparently escaped with her life, but then her condition worsened and she died. That much was recorded in his official record. However, there was a hidden darkness in Gabriel's true past, which Butler had obtained. On the night of that accident, an incident had occurred in a corner of the high-class residential area they lived in. There was a house where a certain family's exec lived. This house was attacked by execs from an opposing organization and the whole family was killed. Perhaps they were excited and exultant at their big success in the murder. Maybe they were affected by alcohol or drugs. As they escaped from the crime scene, they messed up at the wheel. Got into a head-on collision with Gabriel's family. On top of that, they apparently had the luck of the devil. Though Gabriel's parents had died instantly, those in the other car immediately run away with surprisingly light wounds. His badly wounded sister was carried to the hospital where she miraculously survived. Gabriel, who rushed to see her after being told about his family's accident, was reunited with his sister. His sister's eyes were open, though weakly, letting her brother know that she was still alive. However, some men he didn't know appeared. The men claimed to be FBI investigators. They had discovered that the other party in the crash had been a bunch of mafia men on the run from a crime scene. Were the men in this picture in the other car? It was a picture of mafia execs, and they questioned the bandits girl on the brink of death, saying that the justice could be served if they had their eyewitness testimony. It's not hard to imagine Gabriel, then a boy, snatching that picture away in an attempt to protect his sister. When her condition worsened and she died, young Gabriel was the first to discover her. He, the one who had come to visit her every single day, was the first to discover her. He found his sister convulsing, blowing bubbles in agony. The hospital explained away this sudden change in condition by saying there was nothing they could have done to help her. Since the sister might have been a witness, there had been a police officer posted in the corridor at all times, but no one could have been responsible for her death. Those who know, even without proof. She had been erased. Those men learned about the witness through a contact in the police department and killed a sleeping girl who may or may not have witnessed anything. When Butler learned about this, he'd felt as though lightning had struck him and understood. This Gabriel person hated to the utmost of his being the members of the criminal underworld, who had stolen his family, stolen even the sister who had clung to life. Since that time, all of his history as an elite had been building up to this day. They had been masked days, existing for the sole purpose of giving him power to enact revenge for his family and sister. The rest Butler could never know. Only Gabriel did. On that day, young Gabriel had been completely sure that his sister had been killed. First, when he visited his sister's hospital room, there were no police in sight. Then his memory drifted back to a memory of a few minutes ago, and he realized. The man he had passed by when entering the hospital had been one of the men on the photo his sister had been shown. However, he didn't tell this to anyone, because he might be erased like his sister? No. It was because he had sworn to hide his anger in his heart until he gained the power to take revenge. Later on, the Mafia members in the car that hit his parents lost their lives in a feud, dying as a result of their own actions. Yes, their own actions. In other words, it had nothing to do with young Gabriel's revenge. Smoldering anger and sadness, and the heavy hammer of revenge which had been raised but could never be used. Now in this far eastern land, he would finally be allowed to bring it crashing down. Primavera and the GDS. When Gabriel learned that important people in both organizations had little sisters, it must have felt like a sign to him. So, you're satisfied now, right? What your sister Elizabeth's saying right now in heaven? How does it feel to steal his sister and family of other people? Gabriel!
It is remarkable, Phil. I have given them the pain of hell and eliminated them from the face of the earth. That is, the one goal I've been allowed to live for since that day.
Primavera was facing the time of its greatest trial. 1 year after this day, Madame Jeanne unseated Madame Rose from her position. I have no words. It's all she could do just to stay that much. The story of Madame Rose was finally building to a crisis. By now, I was painfully aware of what Madame Rose wanted to leave behind. However, it had not been passed down in the following years. Just like I once did, everyone thought of Primavera as nothing more than a nationalist Japanese mafia. That's all right. It's because of my insufficiency. It's my sin for prioritizing growth and strength as an organization above all else, instead of trying to communicate her heart. But in the half-century since then, Primavera has become such a strong organization. So now, isn't it time to go back to the ideals they once wished for? In their era, it was difficult even to move forward toward their ideals. But now times have changed and Primavera's gathered up so much power. Correct. And so now, I must return the Primavera I inherited from Madame Rose back to her. However, she is dead, so I can't give it back to her. That's why I'm waiting for a miracle. A miracle? While Madame Rose may die, the ideals she dreamed of will never die. I will speak of them as I do now, passing them on. If that resonates with the desire to help each other living in the hearts of our countrymen, I'm sure the ideal will be revived. When that happens, Madame Rose will revive and lead us once more. I finally understand all of her true intentions. I thought she picked me as the only pure Japanese person in my company. That was wrong. She wanted one of the future countrymen Madame Rose and the others had believed in. And she wanted a journalist. So she picked me. The ideals of the analog age were worn away to nothingness along with the people's memories. The era changed.
and the digital age came. News stories, information, and even hearts could be recorded and left for all eternity. It was possible to leave them behind for future countrymen. Then, someday when Madame Rose's soul resided inside one of their countrymen, Primavera would gain a new guide and would lead her countrymen to an ideal society.
The car shook as I felt a strong sense of purpose. Even Toritsugu seemed somewhat considerate of my feelings. He understood my serious expression and refrained from turning on noisy music.
The consigliere taught me that people have different roles depending on the era.
What does that mean?
Madame Rose's era was a hopeless one, where the war had been lost and you could see the scorched fields being buried by foreign cultures. If the people didn't gather around the charisma known as an ideal, their hearts would surely have been crushed.
And then the chaotic era came. Even with all her bravery, Madame Rose is a pacifist. She couldn't completely maintain the organization.
As you know, Madame Jeanne was a full-on war hawk in her younger days. It was probably necessary for the era and Primavera to have a new madame.
So you're saying this is a process of renewal demanded by the era? A legitimate succession?
If you say that, the consigliere would definitely answer like this. People have different roles depending on the era. Even a talented leader might not be appropriate anymore when the era changes. As a result, it's possible to have some sort of political upheaval force a change in leadership. When that happens, the people will probably criticize the misgovernment of the old leader, hoping that the new leader doesn't do the same thing. However, that is a mistake. The old leader was appropriate for the old era, and the new leader is appropriate for the new era. Even the new leader won't be appropriate anymore if the times advance and change. When that happens, there probably will be misgovernment. However, that mustn't be used as evidence to claim that all leaders are eventually corrupted. An unending process of renewal like skin. There's no point criticizing old skin that falls off after fulfilling its function. By doing that repeatedly, people will be able to succeed each other as the era changes. Yes, succession. Passing your will on to your countrymen of the future. Your mission is simply to walk forward with your eyes fixed on the future. It's a mistake to criticize the pioneers who have taken the baton, passed it down, and ended their long journey. This is the tale of Madame Rose, which was once buried in darkness. She wished for it not to be passed down. So the people lost faith in their fallen saint, and she vanished from the history of her countrymen. It'd be a good idea to take another look back at her tale.
That's my mission. I can pass on to my future countrymen all that Madame Rose and the others bore, or rather, I can help to pass it on. I've never been proud to be Japanese. However, now, for the first time, I can understand the hearts of those countrymen of the past who entrusted the future of our countrymen to their countrymen of the future, including me. I'm not so conceited that I think I'm qualified to inherit that. Then I too must pass it on for the sake of the future, where the pride and ideals of our countrymen become reality. That is the mission we were given since the time of our birth. People, no, all creatures live for the sole purpose of leaving behind descendants. In that case, the pride of countrymen and a race must be the same. We are born for the sole purpose of passing this on to our descendants. The tale of Madame Rose will end very soon. It's my mission to listen to it all, write it down, and pass it on to our future countrymen. August 10th, 2013. Written by Hayashi Bara Julie.
Oh, I finished season 3. What a goddamn way to end season 3. I am filled with unimaginable sadness right now.
STELLA is gone, and Gabriel's plan succeeded. Now there's obvious tension between Primavera and the GDS, and it's unfounded. Damn it all. What was satisfying, though, was Keith shooting that sniper, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 5 times for good measure. That motherfucker deserved even worse. You gotta be some level of heartless to shoot a child, honestly. But damn, that is one hell of a way to end Season 3. Okay, what kind of hell am I going to be experiencing whenever I start Season 4, though? Oh. 22 overkills, 1 sharpshooter, 15 ace strikers, 0 straight flushes, and 13 juggernauts. For a score of 3,804,500. Show me the preview for Season 4. Fuck! Oh boy. Who the fuck are you? What? Are we going back to living in a city filled with the sound of gunfire in the middle of the day? The heck's Madame Rose doing? Seriously, those mafia men are all dogs. You gotta slap them and discipline them right. If I were in charge, I'd take those men who treat guns like toys and do this and that. Boom bang! Who the heck? Oh, you must... Hey, Jun! What are you doing to the bread I'm trying to sell? You're gonna pay for that! Oh, that's Jun? Jun is a kid, oh my god. A girl unwilling to back down, still unaware of what fate has in store. The upheaval of 1950s is about to begin. While Madame Rose sleeps, the tale of the day of roses and guns draws to a close. Coming soon!
Rose Guns Days, last season.
Last season was released. Oh, you think? Oh my god. Now there's a fitting load screen. That's a fitting screen right there. All right. Final thoughts. That is one hell of a gut-punching finale for Season 3. Okay, so let's talk about some of the pros of Season 3 that I noticed. For one, one thing that I really did like was the Wandering Dogs. Seeing more of Zell, Charles, Nina, and Oliver, and just seeing their development, seeing them become like their own people. Even though even though Zell's gone, I still miss her. But just seeing their story arc play out the way it did was really good. And even as a villain, Wong, who I'm assuming is probably in the hospital, he probably survived somehow, I imagine. Wong, he was a very
interesting villain, to say the least. I had fun doing his voice, even though it caused me to feel immense pain and torment.
He was an interesting villain. He was very intriguing. I feel like this season is a good... Meiju shined quite a bit throughout this season itself. Which is kind of why I was so happy to have my character, my sorcerer, dress up as him and have my little kitty cat on my shoulder, which was utterly nice. As the Wandering Dogs arc drew to a close, the appearance of Gabriel sent everything spiraling downward. The idea also, seeing Stella try to step up to the plate to try to help Rose in some regards, that was really good. That was really good for her character. And seeing her interactions with Keith were very, very heartwarming. I don't feel like I need to explain my feelings, though, that these characters I've been with for 3 seasons now, not a single one die, and then Stella dies. That hit me a lot harder than I was expecting. I mean, obviously from the get-go, it shocked me initially whenever I first met Stella, when I first started this. But she really, she really grew on me, and I really ended up really caring for her as much as I cared for the rest of the characters and staff. To see her die, it hurt. It really did. And it kind of felt like I was, I might have, whenever it came to Richard's reaction, it felt he was handling it a lot better than I expected, which kind of shows how strong Richard is. But damn. Anyway, Alan and Keith, yes. The appearance of these two really made me like them a lot, with just Alan's wild personality and Keith being so stoic, but whenever he shows emotion, it was really cute, funny, just really nice. And just Keith and Stella's interactions, I found myself shipping them extremely hard. And what does this do? It's Ryukishi. He pulls the good old trick of taking away my happiness whenever I feel nice and good on the inside. God, I love that monster's writing.
Gabriel. Where do I even begin with Gabriel?
Now that I learned a little bit about his motivation, I still hate him, but I can see where he's coming from. Because his sister was killed by somebody mafia related, he immediately designated all mafias as pure evil, so he took the most dramatic way of revenge that I think I've witnessed, where he rose the ranks, tried to be the prim and proper soldier, and whenever he finally reached that stage of power, he reverted back to the child that he was, and just reveled in the absolute freedom that he now possessed to enact his vengeance. I can understand him. I really can. But I grew to love these mafia characters, and to see him take one of them away really hurt me. And then there's the possibility of Rose. I really hope that she manages to pull through. But I have this sick feeling that she's not gonna be. And Gabriel did succeed. He somehow sowed the seeds of discord between the GDS and Primavera. The last season is gonna be a fucking wild ride, isn't it? But anyway, everybody, thank you all very much for joining me on this season. I am sorry that it took so long for me to get back to this, but I promise the wait will not be as long for us for when we go to season 4. This fucking hurt. This really fucking hurt. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see all of you guys in the next video.